Hi, it's Deanna with Adventures of Deanna. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to those that are new to my channel. Last week I said I am going to tackle 240. That was my weight loss goal for the week, was to tackle 240. Stick around and let's see how I did this week. This week was a lot of eating out. I ate out on Friday for lunch. I had went to a Mexican restaurant for lunch on Friday. Then on Saturday I had my leftovers from the Mexican restaurant, and then I also went out to a date night with my husband to a nice fancy Italian restaurant where we had wonderful Italian food, and we had a main course and a salad with a side of pasta, but we did not have an appetizer or a dessert. But I did eat from the bread bowl, from the bread basket. I had like 3 pieces of bread from the bread basket. You know, I also ate out at Chick-fil-A. I had McDonald's. Let's see, can I think of anything else that I had that was out? I had some frozen pizza. That was delicious. And then we had some regular items that we just have at home. We have the green bean chicken bake that has stovetop on it. We had corned beef and cabbage. And then we had pork chops served with apples and onions. So that was pretty much my meal plan. And then I had egg and toast for breakfast with berries. I had a lot of raspberries and blackberries this past week. So those were the things that I ate. My eating is pretty boring. It's I don't make any special recipes. I don't buy any special food at the grocery store, and I don't count calories, and I don't put points or anything into a phone. I am just simply losing weight by eating whenever I'm hungry and stopping whenever I'm satisfied. Those are pretty much the basic rules that I'm doing. You can learn more about the basic rules at Losing 100 Pounds with Phit-N-Phat. I am not sponsored. I just do this purely for my own enjoyment as a way to track my weight loss progress as I lose. My goal is to lose over 120 pounds without counting calories. I am trying to, there's another podcast that I listen to called Ditch the Diet. And they also, no counting calories, follows the same principles. There's a few different people that are out there promoting this type of weight loss, this kind of diet. And it's really about ditching the diet mentality. So we have all kinds of rules that we associate with a diet. Like you can't have carbs, you can't eat bread, higher protein, need to be very calorie focused. There's all kinds of rules out there, and I'm not saying that those rules don't work, because they do. There are plenty of people that have proven success with those rules. I'm just saying that the rules that I'm following are not those rules. I am doing this differently in a way that works for me, so no counting calories for me. On to, did I tackle 240 this week? I know that you're like, really want to know, and shockingly, or not shockingly, I don't know, but I'll just get to it. I know. You're waiting. You want to know. You want to know, was Deanna able to get past that 240 mark that she's been talking about for weeks? So let me tell you, last week I weighed in at 242 even, and this week I weighed in at 238.6, and here's a picture of my weigh-in and my cute socks for the week. So 238.6, yes! I did it. I beat the 240 number. I am super excited. And I did it without counting calories. Like I keep saying, it's so important to me that I don't have to do that. It's important to me that I don't have to track all these things. And I'm getting there. So that's a big loss. 3-something pounds this week that I lost. That's a big loss, and I think that it's actually a couple weeks loss that just kind of like all kind of caught up together all at the same time. So I'm pretty happy about that. Not only about my weight loss do I want to talk about this week, but you know, I always like to talk about the podcast of the week of Losing 100 Pounds with Phit-N-Phat. This week the podcast was about routines and how important routines can be. So I am a very routine person. I have my daily routine. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I do some form of mild exercise in the morning. I get ready and take a shower, and then I start my journaling for the day, where I write down what I'm going to eat for the day, what my plan is, so that I can follow that plan for the day. And then I journal about anything that's coming up in the day, anything that's going to throw me for a loop. So is there going to be extra stress? Is there going to be a celebration? Is there going to be, am I going to be tired? Because sometimes whenever you're tired, that leads to wanting to overeat. So I just journal about these things in order to know what the difficulties of the day may or may not be. It's very important. So that is my morning routine. And then I gather my belongings, my food for the work that day, and then go to work. And then work is work. Then I also have the most basic of nighttime routines. I go to bed at 9 p.m. That's pretty much it. Another routine that I have is that on Saturday morning I get up and I make a list for the week. I make a list of what meals that we're going to eat that week and what groceries we're going to need, and then we go shopping on Saturday for those groceries so that we are prepped and ready to go, and I've set myself up for success for the week. So that's another important routine that I have. I've been thinking about routines this week and for the last couple of days, actually, since the podcast. The podcast came out on Friday and today is Sunday. And I've been thinking about routines, and I think that sometimes we might have routines in our life that are not good for our current diet per se. I know that I am a timed eater. I like to eat at 8 o'clock. I like to eat at noon. I like to have a snack at 2:30, and I like to have my dinner sometime between the hours of 5:30 and 6:30. But that timed snack, that's not always a good time for me because I'm not always hungry at that time. And the same thing with my lunch or even my dinner. So I have to make adjustments to my meals in order to make sure that that meal that I eat, whether for breakfast or for lunch, is only going to satisfy me for those hours between lunch and dinner, or breakfast and lunch. So I notice that whenever I eat 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and berries, that I'm not necessarily hungry by the time that lunch comes around. But if I only have 1 egg, 1 piece of toast, and berries, then I am hungry by the time lunch comes around. So I have to make those modifications so that whenever it's time for me to eat, it is also, my body is feeling like it is time to eat. So I'm not eating whenever my body doesn't need to eat. So I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments below if that makes sense. But that's what we do in order to eat when hungry and stop when satisfied, and that's where routines kind of come into play. Routines help set us up for success, but old routines can also be something that can be a detriment. So let me know if you have any old routines that you think might be getting in your way of losing weight, or if you have any great routines that you think are helping you to lose weight. Leave the comments down below. That's all I have to say for this week. I tackled that 240 number. I'm at 238.6, and I am ready to get down past the 235 and have over 30 pounds lost. So under 236 is my next goal. I'm hoping to get there by the end of February. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Go ahead and click subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you know whenever I post. Thanks, and have a good week.